welcome back. Bigger Vision. This is season 2, aka level 2, because we have leveled up, as you can see. I am Big Amp, aka the Sauce King. I'm with Burning the Barber, Mellow Mart. Today we got a very special guest for y'all. None other than the Vice Mayor of Lauderhill himself, Lawrence Jabbow Martin. Appreciate you for coming on the show. Know you're a very busy man, but we got a lot of things to talk about, a lot of things to go over in the community, and we're gonna get right into that today. Before we get into all that political stuff and the mayor and all that, I just want to dive into a little bit about your background, where you come from, how was it growing up in the community?
Well, like I said, born and raised here in Broward County. So I'm a 954 kid. I tell everybody I'm a public school kid. I actually grew up off 2nd Street in the Green Apartments. And mom moved over to St. George, Broward Estates, commonly known as Parkway, back in the, I'm going to date myself now, back in the late 60s. We moved over to Parkway, and it's always been one of them things where I've always wanted to be involved in my community and do what I can to kind of advance myself, those around me, just to make a difference. And went on to the University of Florida, graduated in '85, and got into community corrections, dealing with people, trying to help change lives. And I actually retired 2018 from the federal probation department, where I was the chief of the organization. And if you grew up back in the 70s and 80s and you come home and tell your homeboy you're going to work for the feds, they want to know how long you're going to be doing that, because they're like, okay, we'll see you 2 years after you finish. But, you got two ways of looking at life. You can be outside making a lot of noise, or you can get inside the system and make changes. I chose to go inside the system and let people know who we are as people of color, and that we are intelligent, we can make decisions, again, raising from the bottom all the way, retiring at the top of the organization. I think I left an influence that hopefully others behind me, kind of help pave the way to give other people their platform. And that just kind of springboarded after coming back home. Came right back to Parkway, didn't try to go to Parkland or West End or none of them ends. Right. Parkway was cool with me. So moved back in, and the community's like, now it's time for your next life from chapter of public service. And there were some positions open in the city of Lauderhill, and ran, and I won. Sometimes mama said, be careful what you ask for, because it's been 3.5 years now, and still growing strong, still doing some good things. As long as I feel like I'm making a difference and I'm not compromising who I am, I'll continue to press forward. When I talk to young people today that grew up in either the inner city or urban environments, I tell those kids, that's your kryptonite. Because you can go to college and get all kind of book smarts. You can't get real good street smarts, which allows you to go, like I say, from the back room to the boardroom. And you can articulate and be able to talk to people on levels that other people can't. I can still go to the corner store and hang out with the guys if I chose to. And sometimes I do, just to get messages out. Or I can go to the boardroom and talk politics, world events, or things of that nature, and be accepted in that space also. So really it's about understanding, what your strengths are. And it takes both sides. You can't, everybody can't go one way or the other. So the platform y'all are performing right now gives people opportunity to see young black men, entrepreneurs who are doing things on a level that shows, hey, I can do that too. I can bring myself up, pull myself up. So, I just took a different avenue than what was popular back then. But I like to say now more people are looking at that opportunity, and it's helping to express, give us more opportunity to express ourselves.
Being a chameleon, you be able to adapt to everybody and understand where everybody comes from. What are some challenges you feel like you'll be facing as well as you go along?
Well, like I said, because again, with the city, from the city perspective, because we're such a diverse city, you still have to step out there to try to understand some cultures. Like, I'll give you an example. We have a nice sized Jewish population. And up to 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, I have really had very limited, other than what you see on TV and a few people I encountered through, the course of my work over the past 20 years. But having taken time to go over and spend time at both synagogues that we have in our community, sit down and actually meet the people where they are, learn some of their cultures and traditions, where they're not that far off from what we do, but they have a different twist on certain things. And I'll give you an example. Just last week, I was invited to what we would call a baby christening, where you go to the church, they sprinkle some water on the kid, they pray for the baby, and you get to know who the godparents are, boom, boom, boom. Well, same scenario. I'm thinking, you take your gift, you give it to the family, you congratulate them. Baby's there, a lot of people are there, they got food. But in the Jewish culture, if you're a little boy, on the 8th day, they circumcise you on the spot. So when I walk in the door, the guy's like, all right, you've been to one of these before? No, christening, right? Yeah, pretty much. You want to be up close? Like,
why not?
What? You say we're circumcising the baby. I'm like, you doing what? Yeah, we're gonna circumcise. You want to ringside? What they call it? You want to be in the splash zone? No, I'm good. I'm gonna be back here with a. So, but they do it right on the scene, and that's part of their culture. So I learned something, and the significance of it is, obviously a reason behind it that's based in religion. So just getting out and one of my big push for all of our communities, really, we're one Lauderhill at the end of the day. As good as the best person's doing, we're only as strong as our weakest link. You've heard that throughout life with sports. Cities are the same way. We got to make sure everybody's on the trajectory to be productive and have a positive opportunity, to live a good life. And that's all we all want. At the end of the day, you want your kids to you want to be able to live positively and safely and enjoy the things that you work for. So from the standpoint of the chameleon having to kind of move around and figure out the things you don't know, you don't have to be an expert, but you at least got to expose yourself to the stuff that you're not familiar with so you can have an understanding when you're representing people. So that would be one of the challenges.
So I got two questions for you. What separates you? What makes you different from the other candidates I'm sure you're going to be running against right now?
Well,
that's the first question.
The biggest part for me really is my passion. I think I have a passion for helping people that's proven itself over the course of the last 40 plus years, where I've been doing what I've done consistently and giving back to individuals in some shape or form. Not in it for the money. Politics can be a real tricky animal. The unique thing about Jabbow right now is, again, I retired in 2018 from the government. So every 1st and 15th of the month, guess what I get? A check.
Money coming in.
So I don't need the money. It's not about money for me. It's not about status. I got enough friends. I got a lot of friends. I still live in Parkway. I could be anywhere in the world if I wanted to right now. So the fact I'm doing it strictly from my heart, I think sets me apart from anybody else that might want to do this.
100%.
So that's the biggest thing, is I'm doing it for the right reason, not for the money, not for prestige, not to, make anybody else whatever. And again, you can't buy me with money. You can't buy me with favors. And someone once told me, what gets most politicians in trouble is any given day I'm dealing with billionaires and millionaires, developers, people that want to come in and do things in the city. They have no problem, some of them, not all of them, some of them, and doing a little slide thing to try to get a favor. But now when you go face the federal system, they're like, hey, business as usual for us is what we do. You could have said no. Yeah. So I don't get myself caught up in that. I've been on the other side of that veil. I was the guy that had to look out for the people that had to come through the system. Yeah. So, knowing the pitfalls of what it can happen and just kind of separating myself from that space is one of the biggest things I think that separates me from anybody else that might want to run for this seat.
So interesting. You just said separate yourself. When you say separate, to me, in the next question I want to ask you is, you did say you work in a I don't want to say with the feds, but in the federal,
what it is.
So
it's just a nickname.
So you coming from that background, right? And now you into politics. What is, obviously he already asked you that what's some of the major hurdles? Obviously in the community we all deal with this. I don't care what ethnicity you is, but in particular as a black man, we deal with the survivor's remorse. Like what's some of the things you could tell that young kid? How how to separate yourself to, because from what I'm understanding, you did a damn good job of separating yourself, even though you stayed true to who you is with the neighborhood, but you also branched out and made a way for yourself without, changing the core of you, the origin of you. So what can you tell that young kid that might be working with the feds or be a politician or whatever in life to try to separate itself?
And by no means I want anybody to walk away to think Jabbow is a holy sanctimonious, because I did my share, and again, that's when I talk about that kryptonite. There's some things just based on the atmosphere you're in sometimes where, you're part of your crew, you're part of your gang. There are plenty nights riding out with my boys where, you know what, I'm going home, bro. I don't think we need to shut it down. Only like the next one, like, man, you old chump, whatever. The next one, man, how you know? I know what? Man, a big shootout happened right after you pulled up. I'm like, what?
Had an intuition.
So it wasn't, I say, I tell them all the time, I had a praying grandmama, she passed, God bless her soul, Nora Forbes, and a praying mom, but I know they looked out for me through those challenging times and things like that. And like I said, all these guys that I grew up with, we're still here. A lot of them done time or still doing time. And, when they come out, they still respect the space. And I can respect them. My goal is to try to give you a hand up and if you want it. And I tell anybody to this day, I work as hard as you, next to you, to help you, but I can't want it more than you do. Once I find myself in front of you trying to, I don't mind pulling up. But once we get you up, you got to be ready to run yourself. We ain't going to just keep pulling. So, when I talk to young people, like I said, I challenge young folk. I say, if you had a chance to go off to college just for a semester, just get away from Lauderdale. I don't care where. Go to junior college. Go somewhere. So when you get away and you see other people doing different things that, like, man, whoa.
The world is big. It's bigger than Broward
You just
County.
want to like, man, I ain't going. I'm good. I go on to visit and I'm getting out of town. And, that's my thing, is just trying to give kids opportunities, show them something different. I'm glad now the school system, particularly, back in the day, used to have vocational school. Everybody wasn't college material. But you come out of high school and you don't want to go to college and you got your diploma, GED, whatever. Now what? So now if we bring back, you can be an AC guy. You can go be a barber, get your, while you in 11th, 12th grade, get that certificate where I can come out and go straight to work and get into the middle class. We can do all that now. And as we know now, the uniqueness about how the world is accepting the tats, the bald heads, the long hair,
They had a problem with
the beards.
Say he describing me.
So it's
describing me.
Yeah, we were just talking about that.
it's an opportunity now where you can truly be yourself and still get your grind on. So, like I say, I don't want anybody to lose their individualness or your individuality. Stay true to yourself, but understand that's the way you maneuver that out there. And I think that's the big part where we as a people got to get more in tune with the civic side and understand there's politics in pretty much anything you're going to touch. I don't even like the word politics, but you got to be able to get in that space if you want to go from level 1, 2, 3, 4 and continue to excel.
I love the fact that you speak to the youth, and it seems like you're very big on speaking to like young professionals and the young people today.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it so important to you to do that?
For me, it was really a part of somebody talking to me. And I know what part that played for helping me move to the next level. Right. When I got to City of Lauderhill, one thing I ran on 4 years ago was starting something related to young professionals. And we did just that. We put a young professional advisory board together that basically allows young people between the age of 24 and 40 to have a platform where they can come in and give the city advice or knowledge on what's going on in their space. Right. So just letting them know there's somebody out there that got their back, that's supporting them and watching what they do. So we want to make sure we continue to do that.
Okay. And what's some things that you like to do to have fun? Like we were talking about all this political stuff. What's some stuff you like to do to have fun?
Like I said, I'm still socially active. I get involved in my community. I'm a member of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, so I like to support. And our support usually surrounds something fun, having fun with the community and the brotherhood. But again, for me, it's always kind of tied to something where I'm giving back or getting something in the community. 9 out of 10 times, if you follow me on social media, I'm out in the community supporting somebody's event. Breon will tell you, if you call me outside, I'm home. I'm really a homebody. I'm an only child. And the unique thing about that is I'm born on my mom's birthday. She had one child. She did it right the first time and she stopped. So that's my story.
Right there.
But I can still get out and have a good time, smoke a good cigar, have a little cognac, and communicate and just hang out.
You got the gold boots in the trunk.
Gold boots stick around. They close. They can't do what they used to do, but they still on deck. Still on deck.
Oh, y'all saw come on. Do the dog kiss Why must I be like that?
Sound like you want some love too, huh?
Oh, hey, I was thinking of the other ones though. I was thinking of the boy do the little shimmy with the shoulder. I'm thinking about that.
We members versus men. We ain't chasing nobody. We good. I put it like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm a big. Everybody know this already. I'm a big on giving people their flowers. I mean, obviously, I learned a lot about you a little more in depth personally through this interview, but I want to give your flowers for us. What a good job you did with my guy LJ. You raised a good man, like a good human. Like he's a great person. Like, and that again, that's that I do believe in. Yes, it got to be in you.
Yeah.
But you got to be taught. You gotta have some type of direction.
Like father, like son.
Yeah. So he, again, I could see the dividends in him. Cause like I say, me and LJ, we tight, we cool since high school.
Yeah.
So that's
and I got to give him a lot of credit, man, because LJ is such a humble guy, and growing up he was so quiet. He was so quiet to push him, and think till he probably gonna if you see this interview, you're gonna be like, man, why you had until LJ was about maybe 12 years old when I started him out DJing with me at a very young age. He had a very high pitched voice. Man, what's going on, Daddy? This baby J on the mic. Like, bro, fake it, do something. And just one morning he woke up, LJ night, hey, what's up, man? It just went boom.
Deep voice.
And he took a love for the music. He's always been like self-driven in a sense. I just had to give him a little direction. And like I said, the father and husband and family man and provider he's become makes me very proud. And again, he still respects the 954 and loves his home of Fort Lauderdale. And the fact he's doing a good thing, man, he's passing on to his young man, his son, Jakari. So I say I got nothing but good things to say about the young man, and I just wish him all the best. And don't forget Dad. I always tell him, I say, when I get that wheelchair time and I need somebody to push me around, y'all.
Old boy.
Somebody got to make sure y'all don't forget about me now.
Absolutely.
But yeah, everything is great, man. He's a good kid, and I appreciate that.
Yeah. Shout out to LJ, man.
Hey, Boogie.
How many kids
I appreciate you for picking me up from school too,
kids
man.
you
I ain't
got?
had no
I have
car.
three.
I got three.
Two daughters,
2 daughters.
37, 38. At the end of the year, they'll be 36, 37, and 38.
Okay.
All three live in Atlanta.
Okay.
So for some reason, they all migrated, followed each other, and we do a little chat right now to stay in touch because y'all people don't like to pick up phones. Y'all would not call. If I don't call my mama 3 times a day, she get.
I'm gonna be quiet on that one.
Y'all might not pick up a phone.
I'm gonna be quiet on that one.
So I just put a chat together and we drop stuff in there at each other. Cause that's it. Cause I keep waiting on the phone call from them cats out. Like, man, I'd be in the house dead 10 days. Nobody won't know it.
That brings me to ask, how was your Father's Day then? Let's talk about that. So you gonna say it, we right into that.
I've come to expect from my kids a gift that come late in the mail.
Oh man.
I get my phone calls, so once I get that, I'm good.
Okay.
I raise them to be self-sufficient and not to have to kind of lean too much on anything other than themselves. We're there for each other when need be. So the fact all my kids are doing what they got to do, nobody's in jail, grandkids that have an opportunity to thrive. Nobody has any major problems, drug, alcohol, whatever. They're enjoying life. My success is there, period. All I need to do is recognize me. I'm not baby daddy, I am your father. So that to me is that's the caveat. Don't recognize me as a baby daddy. They call me, dad or father, whatever. So that's all I need. That's Father's Day every day.
Okay. Ain't not that.
Well, yeah, we want to thank you for coming again. Appreciate you for spending your time. We know you're a busy man. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you for coming on the show. Burning the Barber, Mellow Mod, I Am Big Amp. We want to thank Tabacon for letting us use their spot. It's a very nice little ambiance.
Beautiful.
Very
Beautiful, beautiful.
Exactly.
Black and gold, baby.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. I know I took your job,
That's
Mom.
all right. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, we leveling up season 2,
Yes,
man.
sir.
But that's how we doing it, man. Thank y'all again.
Y'all meet us at the top.
That's it.